Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you how to make this beautiful cut out design t-shirt. So if you want to know how it's done, stay tuned and please don't forget to give this tutorial a good thumbs up. So over here I have a pattern paper on fold and I'm going to mark a straight line, and this line is going to serve as a shoulder line. Then from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark the full length of the blouse, which is 22 inches, and then I'm going to add ½ inch for hemming. Once I am done, I am going to mark half of the armhole measurement, in my case is 9 inches. Then I'm going to draw a straight line. From the end of the armhole, I am going to mark a straight line across the pattern paper, and this is going to form as a chest line. The next thing is to mark 1 inch from the shoulder line, and then I'm going to determine the width of the neckline, which is going to be 3 inches. And then I'm going to go down by 1 inch, then join these two together to form a neckline. Then from the neckline, I'm going to connect these 2 points to form a shoulder slope. Now from that shoulder point, I am going to mark shoulder to waist measurement. Mine is 16 inches. And I'm going to mark a straight line across the pattern paper. And this line is going to be the waistline. Now, right on the chest line, I'm going to implement 1/4 of my bust round circumference, and I'm going to subtract 1 inch or ½ inch. And then on the waistline, I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to take 1/4 of waist circumference, subtract 1 inch. Right on the bottom, I'm going to mark ½ inch going out. Then I'm just going to connect the 2 points to the waistline. So moving along to this armhole line, I'm going to divide this line into 2 and create a marking right there. And then from here, I am going to mark a straight line. And then I am going to now create the design. On the center front, I'm going to first mark 2 inches. And then right on the armhole line, I'm going to go in by ½ inch and then join it to the shoulder line. And then on the chest line, I'm going to go in to create a armhole curve. So from that armhole line, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. Then from these 2 points, as you see here, this point over here and this one right on the armhole, I am going to mark a center line. Then from there, I'm going to go down by 2 inches, then connect the 3 points. So now the one on top is the first piece, and the one at the bottom is going to be the second piece because we're going to cut them separate. So as for the armhole, the one that is shallower is for the front armhole, and the one where I'm actually marking, it's actually for the back armhole. So when we cut out our pattern, we're going to start with the back armhole first. I'm going to open up my pattern piece and separate the 2 parts for the back pattern and also for the front pattern. Then trim off the armhole for the front. Now for the front piece, once we have separated the first and the second piece together, don't forget to add 1 centimeter seam allowance. You know, we don't need a lot of seam allowance to join these 2 pieces together, so that's why I'm saying 1 cm. Now to create our sleeve pattern, we need to put these 2 pattern pieces together just to measure around the armhole. And my armhole round is actually 9.5 inches. So mark that 9.5 inches down. On a new pattern paper, which is on fold, mark a straight line. And then we need to mark the cap's height, which is bust measurement divided by 12, and mine is 3 inches. So I'm going to mark 3 inches, and I'm going to create a straight line across the pattern paper. From the top line, I'm going to mark my sleeve length, which is going to be 22 inches. plus 1/2 inch for hemming. So the next thing you need to measure around the wrist. As you can see, I'm measuring almost around the palm of my hand, and divide that measurement by 2. Mine is 4 inches. So now I am going to mark or connect this 2 point, and that's going to be my wrist line. Now we need to take the measurement of the armhole round, place it in between the 2 lines, which is the 9.5, and I'm going to connect it like so, as you see on the screen. And then find the center point, find half of the armhole line, which is 9.5, half of 9.5, and then you're just going to create the sleeve head. So in order for you to know how deep you have to go, you can just find the center point of these 2 points and then mark 1/2 inch down, and then just connect the points. Even right on the top, you can do the same thing between the 2 points. Mark a center marking, go up by 1/2 inch, and then you join the points. And then now we need to join the tip of the sleeve head to the wrist. Now, as for the sleeve, the straight line is going to be for the back side of our pattern, and the one that goes deeper is going to be for the front side. So that when we cut, we're going to first cut the back side, then open up our sleeve and trim off the front side. So I went ahead and I cut out this pattern on fabric. I'm using a stretch material. So I'm going to take my front panel first, and I went ahead and I cut out a bias from the same fabric, and the width of my bias is 1 inch. So and it also stretches. So I am going to attach it right on the neckline cut, and make sure that you pull the bias just a little bit. And this is how it looks once it is sewn. I'm going to turn it on the other side, and then you want to fold it in like so. You fold it in, and then you're going to fold it a second time, and make sure that you push the seam in between the bias. Go ahead and sew a straight stitch right on the edge. So once you are done, we now need to attach the top piece of our front pattern. I am going to make sure that they are right sides facing, and then join it with your pin, and go ahead and take it to the sewing machine and sew a straight stitch. So guys, over here I am going to just flip the top piece in, and then pin it down, then sew a straight stitch right on top. And the next thing we need to do, guys, is to take the front panel piece and the back panel piece and join them right at the shoulders. Pin it right on the shoulders and take it to the sewing machine. And then the next thing is to attach our sleeve. And remember that our sleeve had the back side and the front side. So do make sure that you align or you attach the sleeve on the correct side. Take it into a sewing machine and sew a straight stitch. Once we are done attaching the sleeve, the next thing is to sew the sides, and I'm going to pin it down right on the shoulders, and then go ahead and sew the sides. So the next thing that you need to do is I'm going to connect the bias, attach the bias on the neckline, and I am going to pull the bias just a little bit. Then once I am done, I'm going to fold it in and make sure that you tuck in all the seams. And this is how it turned out. So the final part, guys, is to hem the bottom of our t-shirt. I'm going to fold 1/2 inch in and another 1/2 inch, and go ahead and sew a straight stitch. And also right on the sleeve, you want to do the same thing. And there we go, guys. I must say I really love how this t-shirt came out. I hope you will enjoy making this project as much as I did. As for me, guys, see you on the next one.